What's up, everybody? My name is Mr. Grigsby. Today we're playing some RimWorld. This is a alpha game, and if you've never heard of this game, it's a colony simulator where your ship breaks apart on an unknown RimWorld, and you get a few survivors, and you basically have to survive and try to get back off of the planet. And this is currently Alpha 13. They've done a lot of iterations of this game, and it just keeps getting better and better and better, and I love playing this game. So we're going to start out and we're going to create a new world. I'm going to make my seed Grigsby. And we're going to bump up the size a little bit, see how much we can get. Now this is going to go ahead and generate the world for us. And here we go. And we can take a look at it and whatnot, but right now that's not going to do much for us. Can we change the name? No, we can't change the name. So, we got a new world created. We're going to go ahead and start a new colony. We're going to pick Cassandra Classic. Now, this is your storyteller. This is the person who's going to be kind of running the events that are going on behind the scenes. You'll get raids, you'll get random events just in your colony. Sometimes, like, power can go out and stuff like that. And I like Cassandra because she's a little tougher. You can also do Phoebe Chillax, which just focuses on base building, and then Randy Random, which he just doesn't give a crap about what's going on. But we're going to go Cassandra Classic and start on Rough. And this is the one that we just created, so we'll try to find a suitable location on this planet. I generally like playing in these plains areas, the temperate forest areas. So let's zoom on in here and find a nice zone. I like playing in the large hills zone, which that gives you plenty of time, plenty of kind of hills to butt up against and use for defenses and whatnot. Some people like to play in the mountainous regions, which they use for like dwarf fortresses. I don't really like that because it takes a long time to mine out everything and get your fortress really set up. That's why I like doing the large hills, because you can really start building your base right out of the gate. I like to play on the big map sizes as well. It says performance may degrade at larger map sizes, which my machine it does a little bit if I try to speed up the game too quickly. But generally it's pretty good about keeping everything going fairly easily. So we'll select that site, and now we get to pick our survivors. In the beginning, your best option is to find someone that isn't very old, and also find someone that is also incapable of none. That way they can do everything right in the beginning, and you don't have to try to figure out what everybody is needing to do. So we'll go ahead. This person is a 23-year-old female colonist. They've got a scratch on their right leg. They're a nudist, and they are neurotic. Their mental break threshold is a little higher, but they work a lot faster, which can be nice. I'm going to go ahead and keep her because I like her melee skill, and I've been getting into melee a lot lately, and it really does help out whenever you have a big raid going on. And since she's incapable of none, she can do everything on this board. May not be good at it, but she can still do it. We'll go over here to the next person and try to find somebody incapable of none. Let's see here. Dislikes women, prostophile, and psychically sensitive. No, I'm not going to go with that person. Let's see here. I don't like the psychically hypersensitive and the depressive either, because they can really hurt you later on in the game. Teetotaler and Optimist. I do like these ones, and he's got some great stats, especially in shooting and melee. Social's really good. Animals is really good for taming animals and stuff like that. Social can also help for if you get prisoners and you want to try to recruit them to your colony. So we'll go ahead and take him. He's a bounty hunter, or she's a bounty hunter. Yeah, we'll keep that one. And let's see here. I don't have anybody that's good at research quite yet. They're good at crafting. Yeah, let's just see what we get here. Prostophobe and Optimist, 36. I honestly don't mind this person. Growing and mining are good. Does anybody have good cooking? Not really. Cooking, meh. The better the cooking, the less chance that person has to make a meal that's going to give someone food poisoning, which food poisoning just makes them slow down and they can vomit everywhere. It makes everything look kind of junky. But, we're going to go ahead and go with these people here. We've got Molina, Lumi, and Tony. So an all-female colony to start out with, and, let's see how it goes. I'll see you guys right after the loading screen. This is the start of RimWorld. Your ship breaks apart over this planet, and you guys barely get to the escape pods before the ship gets torn apart. So you land here, and you pretty much start going from there. Let's see here. Get all of them popped out. And what you start out doing is you have to unforbid all of your resources, otherwise your colonists aren't going to touch them. So we'll make sure that we get all of these resources grabbed. Are those good? Yep, they're good. And then we want to assign the weapons. She's a 13, so we're going to make sure that she has that survival rifle. And let's find our melee person. Not that one. Tony is our melee person, so we're going to go give her that one. Now, Molina is not very good at shooting, but the more she does it, the better she'll get at it. So, that's something. And you always get a pet as well. So it looks like we've got a monkey for our pet this time. I've never had a monkey, so that ought to be interesting. And let's check out what we have here. I like this area that we're set up in here. It'll give us some good protection on some few different sides. We've got some buildings we can claim as well, which that'll help out in the beginning. What we want to find, though, are the steam geysers. I only see the one down there. Being close to a steam geyser isn't necessarily required, but I like to be near one because later on it can help you out with power. Wow, a lot more survival meals down there. So we're going to go ahead and unforbid all of those so we can grab those eventually. I would like to set up in this area, but it's just too far from where we landed, and I don't want to move all my stuff down there because it's going to take forever just to move everything. Let's see here. Sandstone wall. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and claim this so we can start doing stuff with it. And that'll give us a nice starting zone. I'll probably put our stockpile in there. So that'll be nice for the beginning. Another thing you want to do in the beginning is also set all of these work patterns. These will... I always click too many times. These will kind of dictate what your colonists do whenever you give them orders. So if Tony here is set on a 1 hunt, she's going to go hunting before she does any construction. That's basically what it runs down to. And then it just goes down the list. If there's no 1s to do, bumps down to a 2. If there's no 2s to do, keeps bumping down from there. And I'm going to set all of these guys on bed rest. Lumi, you can be a doctor as well. I will give you hunt rights. I'm going to give everybody... She's got 2 on construction, 4 on construction, and 3. I'm going to give them construction rights. Definitely want to give someone grow rights as well, because we're going to set up grow zones here soon. And I'll give it to Lumi as well. Repair... I'll give you a 1 on repair. Definitely want to set some miners. We will set these guys as our miners. Got to give Tony some stuff, though. We'll give her plant cut. I'm going to give her haul and clean for sure. And I want to set someone else as a plant cut as well. I don't know who, though. No one's really good at cooking. So Molina, we're going to let you cook. And Lumi is good with animals, so we'll leave Lumi as is. Actually, we'll put you on a 1 there. And, they can all haul. It doesn't... Yeah, we'll just set that to haul for everybody. Put a 2 clean there. Give you research rights. The Smith, Taylor, Art, and Craft aren't very important in the beginning, but later on I will have to revisit that just to make sure that someone can do all of that. And we're going to go ahead and deconstruct that wall right there. Let's get everybody going. Start picking everything up. What are you doing? You're deconstructing, you're equipping the rifle, you're wandering. So let's go ahead and start making some zones and making some walls to get them some shelter and whatnot. Now, since this is going to be my stockpile, I want to build everything up around this, such as my refrigerator, my commons room, research room, things like that. And we want to put, we can put let's put our barracks back here. We'll give them some small rooms to start with because we don't have a lot of resources right now. And just pop these up. Give everybody some rooms. That way they're not sleeping outside, because if they do, they'll get mood. What am I thinking? Negative mood boosts. Yeah, I know we need beds and rooms and whatnot. So there they go. They're going out there and starting to construct everything for us. And we'll put some sleeping spots in there and whatnot whenever we get all of this built. So, and Melina is deconstructing this wall, so we'll put the our main stockpile right in this room. Here in a minute we'll set up some growing zones as well, because we're going to need that. Area revealed. Excellent. So let's go ahead, and while they do that, we're going to make a stockpile zone for all of our junk. Eventually we'll make that a little bigger and whatnot, but we need to make sure that foods aren't allowed in here and corpses aren't allowed in here, because right now we don't want somebody to store food in a non-refrigerated area. Especially when you're hunting and whatnot, you don't want that. You don't want people to put stuff that's going to rot, in those areas. And what we're going to do, we'll go ahead and order you guys to cut all of these plants to get them out of our rooms. And what's cool is, since this alpaca's right here, I might actually see if we can start training him and taming that alpaca, because alpacas can be really nice for hauling gear and people and stuff like that. Let's get that out of there. There's a third one. Oh, there you are. What are you doing? Hauling silver. Okay, she's hauling all of our junk to wherever we need it. And we are running low on wood right now, but since she's chopping down that tree, I think that we'll get some wood out of that. And hopefully we can get the rest of this constructed and give them some sleeping spots and whatnot. We're going to need wood soon as is, but once they get all this constructed, they should go ahead and chop all of this down and get that out of our way. And she's just hauling stuff to where we need it. Now we are going to need power relatively soon, so what we could do is we could set up power here, which in the beginning you can set up solar generators or wind turbines. And speaking of that, I may be missing... there they are. My components. Components are new to Alpha 13, and instead of being able to make things strictly from steel like you were before Alpha 13, now you have to have these electronic components. And in order to get these components, you have to mine them from these areas right here, compacted machinery, and those veins are very small. There's only like 4 or 5 little veins that come out of, a compacted machinery. But you can also, let's see if we can find one real quick. Here's one. You can also deconstruct these ship chunks, which that's going to give you some steel, and it's also going to give you components. And these ship chunks keep falling regularly throughout the game, and it takes a minute to go out and get that stuff, but if you, in a pinch, you can go out there, grab it, and then, be on your way. Luckily, we have some wood there that we can still use. Yeah. Okay, looks like all of this is good. Got a couple more wood planks there that need to go up, and then their rooms will be good. Another thing you should do in the beginning is doing this restrict panel. This is going to make sure that your colonists not only work at the right times and they're actually doing something, but you can set these joy times to help out their moods and whatnot. Normally, if you don't set that up, they'll just do whatever, and they may not go do something fun, and it can really put a damper on on their livelihoods if they aren't doing anything fun. They just get bored and they get depressed. And she's going slow, huh? I wonder why she's going so slow. Oh, she's just wandering. Oh, she may be nothing that she can do right now, or she's just taking a load off more or less. But what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put a let's see here. We'll put a horseshoe pin out here, That way they have something to do. Um, there you go. And if they do want to have something fun to do, they're good to go. So right now, let's see how much wood it takes. It takes 35 wood for a sleeping spot, which I'd need about 100 wood or so for that. I don't have that right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and give them some sleeping spots. And that way, they have somewhere to go. They're not going to be happy about it, but until we can get the colony up and running, they'll have somewhere. They're not going to be sleeping outside, which, that's a huge negative to their moods. I am going to put a door there, though, so I can get all that out of the rain. Now, you may have noticed I didn't butt the sleeping areas right next to where my stockpile is, because eventually I'll want to install air conditioners in these rooms and maybe a couple other things. And the air conditioners have a intake and an outtake. The outtake more or less gives you the cold air. The intake recycles that air and outputs hot air. So if I had just the hot air going out here, it'd be fine. But the way I like to set up my rooms, I like to make sure that there's at least an area where everything can vent and everything can go. Let's see here. I don't think anybody's got anything to do at the moment. So let's see. No. Looks like everything is good to go. So let's give them something to do. We need orders. We're going to tell them to cut plants. Actually, no, I just want them to, cut plants. That's what we need, because not all these trees can do that quite yet. We're just going to get all of these trees out of the way, get a whole bunch of wood, and that way we can go ahead and start constructing not only our power, which I'm going to go ahead and put our power right over here, but also construct like our commons room and stuff like that. So let's see here. Prioritize that. And you're not a plant cutter. So let's see here. Plant cut. We're going to put that on a 2 for you, so you have something to do. There we go. That way we can get some wood and whatnot if it gives us some wood, which thankfully that one did. And we can start building everything that we need. We've got 30 components right now and 435 steel, so that'll work for us. Now, since I'm going to put power over here, I'll probably make the commons room and everything right in this area. And I need to set up a place to put my batteries to store all this power. So let's see here. Can we? We can. I'll leave that open as a common walkway. So let's do this. Let's set up our little battery building right here. And we will get that set up. Steel door. Now, for power, you can do solar generators, but obviously you only get power during the day. Or you can do wind turbines. I used to be really against wind turbines because they're kind of finicky. You don't always get power from them. But, having a good mix of wind turbines and solar is going to, be where it's at more or less. So we'll put 2 wind turbines down, and I want to go ahead and it's too close. Okay, we'll go ahead and I can put 2 solar generators down. So this way they can get everything constructed. I'll have everything pretty close, and hopefully. 2, 4, there's 4 components. This takes 3, so that'll be 6 components, so I'll be down to 20 components. And batteries take 2 components each. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 batteries. So that ought to get us going. I want to make sure. Oh, we need the materials. Okay. Let's go ahead. Have you guys prioritize cutting these oak trees. That way we can get some wood to complete the shed for the batteries. Because if you don't have a shed, if the batteries are just uncovered, they could pop. They could just blow up, and we don't want that. Obviously, if you get electronics wet, they could pop. So, excuse me, taking a drink. Mm. Mm. Soda, the lifeblood of programmers. All right, so we got a little bit of wood. We'll store that. They're going to go ahead and keep constructing um, our stuff here. And that 50 wood should be enough. You're hauling components to wind turbine. I'm going to make sure that you get that building done. Now it's getting kind of late in the day. They should be heading off to bed soon. Hopefully they will be. But there we go. Give me a nice little roof over that. Hauling wood to stockpile. She's building that last little bit of wall. And we got a wind turbine just about up. Now these wind turbines can get blocked by these trees, but I'll have them cut them down here in a minute. You go ahead and cut that down. And once these wind turbines get put up, they'll start generating power, but I don't have them connected to anything, so and the batteries aren't even built, so which I'll need to do that as well. But so far, this is a good first day of our colony. I've got a lot of stuff going. They've got beds. I might actually... It looks like I do have enough beds now, enough wood to make some beds. So that'll be good. There we go. Now you can see that little bar right there in the wind turbine. That's basically how much power it's generating right now. And that's how much power it's going to give you. I actually need to make an animal sleeping spot too. So there we go. Now our monkey has a place to go. There we go. Now they're both generating quite a bit of power, but like I said, since I don't have a battery built yet, they're not going to really store anything quite yet. I think building power conduit. Reserved by Lumi. I think she's going and grabbing some components. Yes. So, thankfully, she's going to go ahead and start building these batteries, which is going to help us store some power for the overnight hours, which would be nice because during rainstorms like this, wind turbines get a lot of work. So, hopefully, we'll start getting some power. We'll put some more power conduits down, and we should be good to go for our next day. It's turning out really nicely. Yeah, looks like these guys are probably about to go to bed too. She's resting, and she's resting. Okay, well, great start to RimWorld, to be honest. Normally my colony does not go this smoothly, which is really nice. Probably tomorrow we're going to go ahead and build our commons area. We're going to go ahead and, we're going to go ahead and build our refrigerator, which is going to be a huge help for us later on. And, building a table where they can sit and socialize and everything. Thanks for joining me, guys. If you liked the video, hit the like button down below. If you really liked the video, consider subscribing. I'd love to have you guys come back. Well, thanks for joining me for episode 1 of RimWorld. We'll catch you later.